This is a Tusken Reader review of Star Wars Jedi Quest: The Master of Disguise. The Master of Disguise was written by Jude Watson and published by Scholastic. This Star Wars Expanded Universe young reader tale takes place during the rise of the Empire era, 25 years before the Battle of Yavin. It is the fourth book in the Jedi Quest series. Now, this is the part where I read the summary that is provided by the publisher. And obviously, I don't have a copy of this book. Some of these things are hard to find. I read it digitally. So let's see what the publisher had to say about this book. How do you defeat an enemy who is a master of disguise? How do you defeat an enemy you cannot find? Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi are facing a very real threat from a very elusive adversary who is as cunning as he is evil. He will stop at nothing to draw others to the dark side and undermine the Republic. If the Jedi do not stop him, it will mean danger for the whole galaxy. What did I think about this book? Jude Watson wastes no time in getting to the action with this book. We start off on page 1 with explosions, blasters, lightsabers. We've got this rescue mission taking place with hostilities close behind the Jedi. It's madness. I thought this book started off pretty good, but as I made my way to the midway point, it kind of started to disappoint. However, at the end, I was pleased with the story overall. I really didn't care for some of the stuff that Anakin went through in this story. He's overly depressed, dissatisfied with himself. There's all these thoughts of betrayal. Kenobi, he fears for this connection that Anakin made briefly with the enemy, which makes Kenobi fear the enemy even more because he thinks that maybe this guy has some major influence over Anakin's feelings. But Kenobi's right. Anakin too focused on his emotions, and we see the outcome of that in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. This story ties in pretty closely to Book 2, Trail of the Jedi. It's neat that these books in this series, at least so far, aren't just one story telling a singular plot. I mean, obviously it's a series and the whole thing's going to be connected, but there's different adventures taking place with different plots, and that's been nice, at least so far. This next thing, I don't know if I should take issue with the author or the Jedi Council for just being the Jedi Council. And now that I'm saying this stuff out loud and thinking about it a little bit, you gotta blame the Jedi Council. Jude Watson did a great job because we know from the films there is a Sith Lord in power, and the Jedi are being blinded, so they're not as wise as they once were. The villain in this story is obsessed with the Sith. He also wants to get wealthy, thinking that, well, if I'm wealthy, the Sith is going to seek me out for funding, and then I'll have, a Sith friend. Well, the Jedi, specifically Mace Windu, is actually kind of open to the idea of allowing this guy to fulfill his desire to become all wealthy and see if maybe the Sith does come seek him out. Once they do that, then hey, the Jedi would learn who the Sith is. Kind of goofy. Overall, I did enjoy this story. It did have its flaws. It does receive the lowest rating in the series so far with a B+. So hopefully the next book will pick back up and we'll get like an A or A+. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And that's it for this review. May the Force be with you.